Welcome to another episode of Treasure Corals, and in today's video we will talk about a 10-year anniversary for AquaticLog. I will announce some new products that I've designed. There's a coral show that's coming up, and then we will do an overview of all three large, extra large systems that I look after. So let's dive right in. So the first news is I'm going to be attending, I'm actually going to be a vendor at a coral show in Kitchener, Ontario. It's called KW Coral Show on November 20th, where I will be bringing the products that I design and create myself. This is, for example, those visors that you can see behind me. You can actually go to treasurecorals.com to check everything out that I offer, as well as I do have an Etsy store. But if you want to meet me in person, this would be the opportunity. There's lots of things to pick from, caddies for your test kits. You have different types of visors. There's a couple of new products that I'm about to announce, and a lot more, especially if you're into fragging. If you are serious about this, your price tags, your legs for the egg crate, I got you covered. So there's lots of things that I use every day, including those tongs or tweezers that you've seen on the website. And this will be your opportunity to actually try it, feel it, and maybe share your thoughts with me on this one. You can pick one up. So in addition to this, I will also bring some of my coral. It's going to be mostly just really hardy, healthy corals that have been with me for many years. Some of them is going to be from this system, some of them are going to be in the system that you'll see in the video further. So let's meet in person. I'm really excited about this, and this is the first time I'm doing one in about 2 years. So let's have a great outcome and turnaround on that one. So see you then, November 20th at Kitchener KW Coral Show, link below. So I did mention that there's a couple of new products that I've designed and coming out with, and they are all about the MP40s. So if you use Ecotech Vortech MP40s like I do on this aquarium, you want to be able to attach the controller to some sort of a cabinet wall, and there is this particular model of the bracket that I have designed and created, which is something that looks good. It fits like a glove, like this. There's zero wiggle room, so it's just a great little experience for your controller. Now the second part I'm even more excited about, and that is a way to hold your power brick adapter. So there's a few models out there that use Velcro. I hate Velcro personally, so this particular one, you just snap it in, it's not going anywhere, and it can be mounted either horizontally or vertically. Don't do it upside down, but like this or like this is perfectly fine. You just, whether you have a wet hand, whether it's dark, you just easily plug it in like this, and it's not going anywhere. And there's zero jiggling, there's zero wiggling, none of that stuff. So basically a couple of new products that I hopefully will be posting to treasurecorals.com today. This week marks a very important anniversary to me. AquaticLog.com website, as well as companion apps for iPhone and Android, has turned 10 years old. So I'm the creator of AquaticLog. I started it as a website to help me be meticulous about water parameters in my aquariums, and then just have the whole routine. And there were some spreadsheets around, but I thought that would be something nicer. And so first it was a website, then I developed an iPhone application, and then the Android application. I developed all of this myself. It's all developed natively. And I'm extremely proud of what I have accomplished in those 10 years. It's super solid, it's very versatile. There's been over 2.6 million measurements taken with the app on the website, and that's a lot of measurements. So a lot of it has to do with your support. I really appreciate all of you as users. I continue developing on it on the weekends and whenever I have a little bit of spare time, and I am still very passionate about it. I keep adding new features. There is a huge species database. I've also, to commemorate the 10-year anniversary, I'm releasing a new feature called Product Database, so you can actually browse all different products, whether it's your MP40s, whether it's top salt that you want to be using in your aquarium. You can see people's reviews, and something that now you cannot see anywhere else. If somebody is saying, hey, I love this particular salt, well, let's take a look at their aquarium if they've permissioned us to. So you can actually click on the salt and you can see who wrote a particular review, and then you can see how good their aquarium is. So that's something pretty unique, and I'm very proud of it. So see you on AquaticLog.com. I'll have a link below where you can actually see all of information about my aquariums. I'm always very transparent about what I keep, my trials and tribulations in this hobby, so I hope you will find it as useful as I do. And speaking of my aquariums, let's take a big overview of all of my aquariums. So the system behind me, my treasure reef, my farm. This is going to be a pretty good one. Let's take a look. So let's start with my treasure black system. As you can see, it's doing pretty decent. I noticed that simple corals such as the needle in a haystack, the teal's bird's nest, and the green slimer, they're all looking super healthy, solid. I have been feeding this tank Benepets coral food for the past month, but then I've stopped since November 1st because my phosphate's just been climbing up. So lately I have been doing a different experiment where I've been dosing this flatworm stop, not to cure flatworms, but apparently this is this magic elixir that people have been raving about. Hello Adam at Frog Garage. That basically is supposed to make skin thicker and corals healthier and all of that good stuff. I have not noticed any of that so far. So, but I bought the biggest bottle I could find, and I'm still determined, and hopefully I'll notice something, but I don't notice any polyp extension improvements or any color changes. So all of the corals are starting to improve. Some of them have browned out a little bit, I think primarily because my phosphates have climbed so high. Maybe there's some other reasons for that, but for example, this forest fire, see how white it is? That's because while it's growing and it seems healthy, all the polyps are hidden. And there's one more in the back there where it's a bit less light. And you can see it's a little bit better color, but it's still not what I want in from my forest fire. So that is just something that I have been working on, and I don't know how to improve it. So if you have some suggestions on what I can do to get those sweet, sweet polyp extensions out, please let me know. Overall, everything looking good. Let's take another look from this side. But what I'm really excited about is the fish. I'm not sure if I'm a fish guy or a coral guy, but the fish under 10K light have been remarkable. I am really happy with those vibrant colors. I can see each fish really up close, and look at how healthy everybody looks. They are hungry, they always want to eat, and I do enjoy it. So I enjoy the fish. I have introduced recently this pair of clowns, which are quite nice. Also this chorus wrasse. Maybe there's a few more fish that I can add to this aquarium. I just don't know what it will be. So let's keep an eye on this aquarium in the future. And if you have some suggestions on what I can add. Oh, I really forgot about this guy. The red flame angel is probably one of my favorite fish. That bright red color really adds to this aquarium. So that's a summary of where things are at Treasure Black, and now let's take a look at Treasure Reef. in my Treasure Reef system, which is now on its 4th year. You can see that there's lots of changes. I would say that right now the system is in a bit of a disarray. It used to be a predominantly mixed reef with lots of SPS, but I have been moving a lot more into an LPS world. So there's lots of Euphyllia gardens here. You can see there's still a couple of large islands with SPS, but I think they're going to be gone fairly soon. So the goal is to get everything kind of moving and something a little bit different. I think I'm getting tired of just a regular aquascape. So if you have some ideas or something cool that could be done, please let me know. And I think it's also just so busy. There's just so much stuff here, so many colonies and rocks, that I'm thinking that maybe I'll open it up a little bit more, have just large coral, like easy growing coral such as the green slimer in the back, and maybe some monties and Teal's bird's nest, and then just lots of LPS corals like Euphyllia. So let's take a look from the top. This is what the tank looks like. Lots of fat, happy fish. And like I said, those 2 colonies are probably going to be gone fairly soon. So if you're looking for some corals, hit me up at treasurecorals.com, or maybe, well, treasurecorals.com is probably the best option. You can also find me on Instagram under @treasurecorals. So overall, the tank is looking good. Fish are looking fairly healthy. I do notice a little black spot on this sailfin. I'm not sure what it is. I haven't introduced any new fish in ages and whatnot, but you can see he's got that little black dot over there. If anybody has an idea of what that could be, please let me know. So I've been feeding this fish a fair bit, but I think you can always do more. So maybe actually he's got a little bit of a line there. So maybe I need to increase the feeding even more. What else? We've got a beautiful urchin over here. I'm probably gonna keep that clam in this aquarium as well. But just overall, look at that sand. It's a little bit unsightly. I want to really clean it up. See that little chalice? I've actually fragged it recently, so there's just a few frags, but it looks really, really dope under the blue light. It's a bright orange chalice. Really, really looking good. Now speaking of frags, let's take a look at my frag system next. Well, this is my frag system. It's slowly been cooking. I've got a fair bit of coral in here, lots of simple stuff like those sunset monties. There's some cherry tree monties. There's lots of different types of monties. Some things that I'm still cooking. If you are asking about this particular frag rack system that I've got, this is another thing that I do make and extremely proud of. This is something called Frag Rack Revolution. So this is something that I'll do a whole video in the future, but it's modular. You can actually increase the height. You can grow the system as your frag system grows itself. And it's not only modular, you can actually easily lift a particular coral up and then work with this plate on your table. So basically everything here can be placed into the system and back. It's got little legs, so you can actually place it on the top. You can do some gluing, cutting, and everything else, inspection, and then place it back into the system. It makes it really easy to do dips, easy to do any type of maintenance of the system, so looks pretty awesome. But like I said, I'll do a whole other video. This is those orange chalices that I've fragged. There's only 10, so I haven't even posted it on the website yet, but I'll probably bring some to the coral show, so stay tuned. So this system here is primarily easy LPS and kind of some easy SPS low light corals. I have bigger SPS corals here there's a little bit more, well, they are more light dominant. I've got higher end pieces here, such as the orange passion that I've been growing. So everything's starting to look really healthy. And you may notice that I've also done a whole section here. This one I kind of been inspired by Coral Euphoria and Abe. So what I've been doing here is like a mini tank that I can work on. It's my working tank, so things can grow, things can color up, and I can easily move colonies around, but then I can actually frag it and put it in the frag system over here. I've also made some improvements to the water flow thanks to Demo and his suggestions. So basically, used to be 4 MP40s in the back that were just kind of doing it worldwide coral style, but don't have any MP40s on this side, so just wasn't super happy. So the way I've made it now is MP40s are in the back over here. They are blowing across this 6-foot tank, and then I've got 2 MP40s over here that are blowing back towards the bottom. So I think this covers most of the flow, and I think the corals have responded quite well. Now I still don't know what's the best mode that I should run MP40s on. I've experimented with Reef Crest, which I'm not super excited about. Maybe it should be a gyre. And if you have some suggestions on what I should program them at, please let me know, and I'll try to implement it, and maybe I'll give you a shout out in the next video. So that's my farm. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. So happy 10-year anniversary to AquaticLog. I'm looking forward to seeing you on November 20th at KW Coral Show. And if you have some suggestions or questions, please write them in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Apparently that's what's good for this channel, and I'm asking for it. So see you next Sunday.